All right, so now we're looking at example number 9. There's nothing really intrinsically difficult about this problem, despite the difficulty rating of 4. It's just trying to keep your work straight when it comes to deriving 3 multiplied functions. So that's what makes this one difficult. There's nothing weird about the technique being used. It's going to be the exact same strategy that we've used for the last 8 problems. So let's see how this all works out. Set y equal to your function at hand. Logarithmize, if that is a word, both sides of this thing here. So we have natural log of x to the x squared sine of x power. And now we want to use our log rules to get the expressions of x out of the exponent. So that is, we want to take this thing and pull it down in front. That is all we're going to do in this next step here. So we have this is equal to x squared times sine of x times natural log of x, because we removed the exponent. So now, again, like what I was saying before, the challenge is deriving this lovely product of 3 functions. So this is just going to require iterated use of the product rule, or using the product rule for when you have 3 functions multiplied together, if you know how to do that. I'm going to do the former, that is the iterated product rule, just to demonstrate how this all works out. All right, so derive the left-hand side. That gives you y prime over y, as always. And then on the right-hand side, let's group our functions. So this is going to be one function, and then we'll let this one be our second function. So let's first derive the thing in blue. To do that, we need to use the product rule on x squared and on sine of x. So we're deriving just the thing in blue, ignoring the red underlined thing for the time being. So deriving the first, you have 2x, and then you leave the second alone. So 2x sine of x. Plus, you leave the first alone, so you have x squared, times the derivative of sine of x, which is just cosine of x. So that takes care of the thing in blue parentheses. That's just the derivative of the thing in blue parentheses. So then what we need to do is copy-paste our natural log because we didn't derive that. Then we add. We leave the first alone. We do not derive the first. We have x squared times sine of x. And then we derive the natural log. So that's just 1 over x. All right? So that's fully derived. It required using the product rule twice. Once to get the thing in the blue parentheses, and then once for the bigger thing, which is the blue parentheses times the red underline. Okay? The trouble was just trying to keep your work straight. That was it. All right, so let's see if we can simplify this a little bit. Okay, so one thing we should notice is that we have this x squared here and we have an x here. We can cancel out one of the x's in the numerator with this x. So what this gives us is that. So basically we just canceled out one of the powers. Okay? Sure, I could probably factor some of this stuff. I think I'm just going to leave it as is. I like to cancel when it's possible, but nothing else really cancels. So what we're going to do now is multiply both sides by this y. Multiply both sides by y. Put a big box around this thing on the right-hand side. So then I get some nice cancellation. Then I have big old box. So I have 2x sine of x plus x squared cosine of x times natural log of x plus x sine of x. Man, this is nasty. Times y. Okay, but what was y in this case? Y was x to the x squared sine of x. So we're going to replace this lovely thing with that. I'm going to do it on the next line, though, because I'm kind of running out of room. So we have this giant purple box times this green function, and that is your final answer. If you wanted to simplify it a little bit more and factor some stuff, be my guest. I would not bother with it. because this does exactly what the problem asks you to do. So that was example number 9.